I wanted to talk about Doja Cat and how she kind of got where she is today, at least from my perspective, and what I kind of want to see going forward from here, and just how someone can take their personality and what they can do on camera along with their music and really just shine with it. So, my personal experience, Aubrey, my girlfriend who I've mentioned before, brought up Doja Cat in just kind of casual conversation. I remember probably in late 2015, early 2016, somewhere right in there. And I didn't really pay her much mind at the time. I knew that Aubrey liked her, and Aubrey typically likes more singers than I do, so I wasn't really sure she'd be for me. And I checked out her music, and it was good, but I didn't put it in my heavy rotation, so, you know, that's on me for, tuning in later. But the big look that I got for Doja Cat and where a lot of people started kind of looking at her was with Moo. That was her kind of viral breakout thing on YouTube. She was in a cow costume and a farmer's outfit, doing dairy references, beef references, being very funny. But the song actually was good, and I'll listen to the song today just because I think it's like a good listen. But the other side of Doja Cat and what I appreciate even more than her music and her being self-aware about her music and how funny it is and whatnot is her on camera. So I heard her when Aubrey brought her up. I heard Moo, and then from there, I saw her Genius, which the Genius interviews are always kind of iconic with the yellow background, and she was hilarious on there. And after that, again, okay, she did the funny thing with Moo. She linked up with Rico Nasty, who I was paying a lot of attention to at the time, and I'll probably talk about on the channel later. And they did an amazing song called Tia Tamara. It's a reference to the Tia and Tamara, the twins who are on Disney Channel. The video has a very 90s aesthetic. They they might have been on the Nick channel because the video is very Nick themed, but regardless, the video is a lot of 80s callbacks, very nostalgic, and then the song itself was really sick with the production and the verses. Doja and Rico have a ton of quotables that are awesome from this song. Excuse me. But from there, that's when I really got into Doja Cat. It was more of a rap song. A lot of her other work still wasn't quite as barsy or rappy. So I was kind of seeing where we go from there. And this is where, when I say her personality on YouTube and things like that can really shine through. I know that I didn't tune into them, but she got a lot of attention early on from her live streams. And I tuned into Kenny Beats' show, The Cave, which is back for season 2 right now. I'll throw a link down to that too, because if you haven't seen The Cave, you got to check that out. But she went on there and just, again, she had a pretty dope little freestyle. It was funny. She plugged her merch in the end, but what got me to be more of a fan of Doja Cat was, in fact, the how funny she was. So that right there kind of shows you the star power and how to this in this day, if you want to be successful, you don't necessarily have to just have good music, and you don't have to be this budding funny personality star, but it really helps, and you can gain a fan base just from that. So she was on The Cave, and then now we've kind of looped back around to or you know what? No, for me, it was I saw her Genius video for the song Juicy, and that's kind of the other track I wanted to talk about today and why I'm bringing Doja Cat up altogether. I saw her Genius video for it where she talks about all the lyrics before I actually even heard the song, and I still love Doja Cat. I thought she was absolutely hilarious in that. And then I heard the song. It's good. I'm really enjoying it right now. I think it's really fun. I've been listening to it a lot, but it's just a good song. As Tia Tamara was about boobs, Juicy is about butts, Again, lots of quotables. And the thing about that, the song now, for me, is I have heard it on my local radio station. So, again, I thought it was a kind of average song, but it's starting to play on the radio, and it's starting to show how Doja Cat's getting more of a mainstream look with only a few really buzzing songs. Now, she's had a few projects. Let me bring it back up here. She had Purr, which was an EP in 2014, so that's probably what my girlfriend told me about and how I kind of heard about her in the first place. And then she's had Amala in March of 2018, and Amala is where Tia Tamera ended up. It's where Juicy has ended up. It's where Moo ended up. And I don't even know if Doja really wanted that on the project because it was kind of on the end of the thing, just kind of like a here you go. And the rest of the project was good. There's a few other songs that are kind of, you know, getting some traction from there. I believe Go to Town is on that project, and a few others. But for me, again, nothing super standout compared to these big tracks like Juicy and Tia Tamera, even though they're kind of the more memey, jokey tracks from Doja Cat. And this kind of leaves us with, you know, again, the reason I wanted to bring it up is just with, if you want to be a star, if you want to do something in this, you know, music industry, you do have to have good music. You have to be aware of who your audience is. Doja Cat's very aware, and that's why she's able to make this kind of funny, easygoing music and still be good and still be getting these, you know, important looks. But again, with Doja Cat, and where she's going, sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought. Regardless, well, you can take your personality on camera. Like, again, in these Genius videos, she's getting tons of views, more than a lot of other people, just because she's so likable. So having that personality, having the charisma, being on camera, being in front of the camera is very important along with the music, and that's why doing these media things. Some of these rappers I see, they'll go on and do their really big first interviews, and they'll mumble, say a few words. Yeah, you know how it is, dog. It's lit. And they never really get the conversation going, and that's what your fans want to see, is more information, more from you, and Doja Cat's very good at giving more of herself with the music. Going from here, from what I can see, she might have an album coming out. It looks like it's rumored. I haven't looked that far into it, for maybe November, which is coming up here next month. If she does do that, what I want to see from it, I want to see Doja Cat keep herself kind of rare. I want to see her not do too many features or appearances, or get your standard, the baby's, you know, hot right now, Gunna's hot right now, so they're going to be on. No, I don't want to see all these other rappers on there. I want to see maybe another Rico verse, maybe another, you know, rarer artist who would be really cool and not just your go-to feature person right now. I want to see Doja Cat kind of transcend the mainstream pop that she might get right now in such a way that like a Tyler the Creator does or has, and keep a real solid fan base underneath of her so that she has support for going on for a long time and can make whatever she wants. If I feel like if she throws a bunch of random features on here just because she's popping and these other artists are popping, it might not really, you know, come across as genuine as she's come across so far. Let me know what you guys think of Doja Cat down in the comments. If you hate her, that's on you. I'll argue with that about the comments. If you agree with me, then go ahead and stroke my ego. That would be cool too. Please do the YouTube thing. I know that every person on YouTube does this, but I need you to like and subscribe. That's just how I do this. You've watched enough YouTube videos, unless this is your very first. If this is your very first time on YouTube, congratulations. Thank you for watching me. Like and subscribe. That's what you have to do on every single channel when you're here on YouTube. If it's not your first time, you know I'm lying to you, and realistically, you probably won't like or subscribe this time. But if you keep watching, you might. So thank you, and